The shocking truth about daily bathing. After 70, these 10 habits might be cutting your life short. If you're over 70 or have parents who are, what you're about to read could save a life. For decades, we've been taught that daily bathing is a sign of good hygiene, even a virtue. But what if I told you that this routine, this quiet, everyday habit, might actually be silently cutting your life short? As a doctor who has spent over 40 years caring for older adults, I've seen too many lives shaken by slips, skin infections, and sudden heart episodes, all triggered by something as innocent as a bath. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to tell you the truth no one else will. This isn't just about soap and water. It's about protecting your independence, your dignity, and the years you've worked so hard to earn. So before you step into the shower tomorrow, I urge you to read this to the end. Because knowledge isn't just power, it's protection. And when it comes to aging with strength and safety, the truth matters more than tradition. Let's uncover it together. Let's begin with the first truth, one that hits hardest, both literally and figuratively. Hot baths, though soothing to the soul, can be a quiet threat to the aging heart. Most people don't realize what really happens inside the body when stepping into a hot bath. The heat causes blood vessels to suddenly dilate, which leads to a rapid drop in blood pressure. For younger people, that might cause nothing more than a bit of dizziness. But for someone over 70, especially those with heart disease, high blood pressure, or weakened circulation, this sudden shift can be dangerous, sometimes even fatal. I once treated a gentleman in his 90s who proudly told me, "Doc, I've taken a hot bath every day since I was 15. That's my secret to strength." He was vibrant, full of life, until one winter morning when he collapsed in his bathroom from a heart attack. His daughter happened to stop by and found him just in time. That bath, something he'd done for 75 years, nearly cost him his life. As we age, our autonomic nervous system, the one that helps regulate heart rate and temperature, slows down. It doesn't respond as quickly to changes in heat and cold. So, when you go from hot water to cool air, your heart has to work overtime to keep up. It's like asking your body to run a race it hasn't trained for. Here's the truth. Bathing should relax you, not put your life at risk. It's not about giving up comfort, but about choosing safety. By adjusting the temperature, limiting bath time, and never bathing alone, you can still enjoy a warm soak without placing your heart in harm's way. If the heart is the engine of the body, then the skin is its shield. And just like any well-used shield, it wears down with time, especially when we unknowingly strip it of its natural defenses. You see, as we age, our skin loses its ability to produce natural oils. By the time we're in our 70s, our skin generates only about half the moisture it did in our 20s. That means every daily bath, especially with hot water and soap, can quietly chip away at what little protection remains. For many seniors, this leads to dry, cracked, and irritated skin, not just discomfort, but an open invitation for infection. One of my patients, a warm-hearted 78-year-old woman, came to me with severe itching that kept her up at night. Her arms, back, and legs were red, inflamed, and painful to touch. "I'm just very clean, doctor," she said, almost proudly. She bathed every single day, scrubbing from head to toe with regular soap. But under the microscope, we found micro tears in her skin, tiny injuries caused by overwashing. She looked at me heartbroken and asked, "Did I do this to myself just by trying to stay clean?" Sadly, the answer was yes. It doesn't have to be this way. Giving your skin time to rest, bathing just 2 or 3 times a week, can help restore its natural oils. Using gentle cleansers and avoiding harsh scrubbing protects the skin's barrier instead of breaking it down. Cleanliness is important, but at this stage of life, protection is even more vital. Your skin has served you for decades. It's time we return the favor and treat it with the care it deserves. If fragile skin is the body's quiet warning sign, then a fall in the bathroom is the alarm bell we cannot afford to ignore. Every year, thousands of seniors are rushed to emergency rooms due to slips and falls, and the bathroom is one of the most dangerous places in the home. The floor is hard, the surfaces are slick, and the margin for error is painfully thin. For many older adults, one wrong step can lead to a devastating outcome. I still remember an 88-year-old gentleman who came into my care after slipping while stepping out of his bathtub. It happened in seconds. One moment he was fine, the next he was on the floor with a fractured hip. Surgery followed, but the real damage was to his independence. He never walked the same again, had to leave his home, and moved into assisted living. That single fall didn't just break a bone, it shattered his routine, his confidence, and his freedom. Here's a sobering truth. Nearly 40% of bathroom falls happen during or just after bathing. And for seniors over 80 who suffer hip fractures, the one-year mortality rate can be as high as 25%. That's 1 in 4. But this is not inevitable. Non-slip mats, grab bars, shower chairs, simple, affordable tools can make the difference between safety and tragedy. Moving slowly, sitting while bathing, and never hesitating to ask for help are not signs of weakness. They are acts of strength. You've earned your independence over a lifetime. Don't let a slick bathroom floor take it from you. A few smart changes today can protect your tomorrow. If slipping in the bathroom is the most visible danger, then the risk of losing body heat after a bath is the invisible one. Quiet, quick, and far too often overlooked. As we grow older, our bodies lose the ability to regulate temperature efficiently. What used to be a slight chill in your 30s can, in your 70s or 80s, become something far more serious. After a bath, especially a warm one, your body experiences a sudden shift. Hot skin exposed to cooler air begins to lose heat rapidly. That evaporating moisture doesn't just dry your skin, it literally pulls warmth away from your body, increasing the risk of hypothermia, even indoors. I'll never forget the case of a 92-year-old woman who had taken her usual evening bath on a cold January night. She didn't dry off completely, didn't warm the room, and sat quietly in her robe for just a few minutes afterward. Within an hour, her body temperature had dropped dangerously low. She was rushed to the ER with early signs of hypothermia, all from what should have been a peaceful, calming bath. It doesn't take much to stay safe. Warm the bathroom before bathing, dry off thoroughly with a heated towel, dress in cozy layers, and even sip a warm drink afterward. These are not luxuries, they are essentials for an aging body that needs a little more help staying balanced. Taking care of your warmth after bathing isn't just about comfort, it's about survival, and it's one of the most loving things you can do for yourself or someone you care for. Because staying warm means staying well. Staying warm after a bath is vital. But just as important is understanding what's happening on the surface of your skin. Because in our well-meaning quest to stay clean, many of us have unknowingly been scrubbing away something essential, our skin's own immune system. Yes, your skin is more than just a protective outer layer. It's home to a living, breathing ecosystem of friendly bacteria known as the skin microbiome. These invisible allies act like tiny soldiers, guarding against harmful germs, infections, and inflammation. But here's the problem. Daily bathing with soap, especially strong or antibacterial ones, wipes them out. And while younger skin can bounce back quickly, aging skin does not. I remember an 83-year-old woman who came into my clinic last winter. Her skin was raw, inflamed, and constantly breaking out in rashes. She had been bathing daily with strong antibacterial soap, believing she was doing the right thing. But in truth, she had destroyed her microbiome. Her skin had no natural defenses left. Once we reduced her bathing frequency and switched her to gentle cleansers, her skin slowly began to heal. The change was profound, not just physical, but emotional. She told me, "For the first time in years, I feel comfortable in my own skin." The lesson here is clear. Being too clean can actually make us more vulnerable. Instead of daily scrubbing, limit baths to 2 or 3 times a week. Avoid harsh soaps and treat your skin like the living organ it is, complex, delicate, and deserving of respect. Cleanliness matters. But when it comes to aging skin, balance matters more. Let your skin breathe, let it recover, and most importantly, let it protect you the way nature intended. Just as overcleaning can weaken the skin's natural defenses, bathing at the wrong time of day can send shock waves through an aging body, quite literally. For seniors, timing isn't just about convenience. It's about protecting the heart, the brain, and the body's ability to adapt to sudden changes in temperature. In our younger years, jumping into a hot shower first thing in the morning or winding down with a warm bath at night might have felt invigorating. But as we age, the body's internal thermostat, the system that balances heat and cold, begins to falter. A morning bath, especially in a chilly home, can cause a dramatic spike in blood pressure and heart rate, and a nighttime soak followed by exposure to cold air or drafty bedrooms can lead to rapid heat loss and even hypothermia. One case I'll never forget involved a 79-year-old man who insisted on his 6 a.m. hot shower every day, regardless of the season. One winter morning, he stepped out of his shower into a cold bathroom, felt dizzy, and fainted. The combination of heat, blood pressure drop, and temperature shock was too much for his system to handle. He recovered, but it could have been much worse. The safest window for bathing? Mid-afternoon, between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m., when your body is naturally warmer and the home environment is usually more stable. That small shift in schedule can mean a world of difference. Your body has adjusted to decades of change. It deserves routines that match its rhythm now, not the one from 20 years ago. Bathe smart, bathe safe, and most importantly, bathe when your body is best equipped to handle it. Choosing the right time to bathe is crucial, but just as important is what we use when we step into the shower. For older adults, one of the most common but overlooked mistakes is using the wrong kind of soap. It may seem like a small detail, but the pH level of your soap can have a massive impact on the health of your skin. Our skin has a natural pH of about 5.5, slightly acidic, which helps maintain the protective barrier that keeps moisture in and harmful bacteria out. But most commercial soaps, they have a pH between 9 and 11, making them highly alkaline. When used repeatedly, especially on aging skin that's already more delicate, these soaps strip away natural oils and disrupt the skin's balance. The result is dryness, irritation, and even inflammation. I've worked with many seniors who complained of itchy, flaky, or burning skin, only to find that their trusted bar of soap was part of the problem. Once they switched to a gentle pH-balanced cleanser, their skin began to heal. It's a reminder that the products we've used for decades might no longer serve us in this stage of life. Think of your skin as a protective wall. Using harsh soap is like chipping away at that wall, brick by brick. Eventually, cracks form, and through those cracks, problems begin. The good news, this is an easy fix. Choose a mild, slightly acidic cleanser, ideally between pH 5.5 and 6.0. It's a small change with a big impact. Your skin has protected you for a lifetime. Now, it's your turn to protect it. Treat it with the care, respect, and wisdom that only age can teach. Choosing the right soap is just one part of the story. What happens after your bath can be just as important, maybe even more so. Because if you're not moisturizing within minutes of stepping out of the tub, your skin could be losing more water than it's gaining. Here's what many people don't realize. When you bathe, your skin absorbs some moisture, but only temporarily. The moment you step out, the water on your skin begins to evaporate. And as it evaporates, it doesn't just disappear. It pulls your skin's own moisture out with it. This process is called transepidermal water loss, and for older adults with thinner, more fragile skin, it happens quickly and aggressively. That's why I always teach what I call the golden 3-minute rule. Moisturize within 3 minutes of bathing. That's the window when your skin is still damp enough to lock in hydration. Wait any longer and the opportunity is lost. I had a patient in her 70s who followed every recommendation, bathing less, using gentle soap, but still struggled with dry, tight skin. When I asked about moisturizing, she admitted she'd wait 15 to 20 minutes, sometimes longer. Once we adjusted that routine, the improvement was immediate and dramatic. But it's not just about when you moisturize, it's about what you use. Look for creams with ceramides and hyaluronic acid. Ceramides rebuild the skin's barrier. Hyaluronic acid draws water deep into the skin. Together they nourish and restore. You wouldn't water a plant and then leave it out in the sun without soil. Your skin works the same way. After every bath, seal in the care. It's one of the simplest and kindest things you can do for yourself. Even with the perfect soap, the right moisturizer, and the safest bathroom setup, there's still one silent risk many older adults overlook: bathing alone without telling anyone. For seniors who live by themselves, this may feel like an act of independence. And I understand that. The desire to maintain your routine, your privacy, your dignity, it's powerful. But I've seen far too many cases where that silence became a life-threatening mistake. I remember a man in his early 80s, fiercely independent, sharp-minded, and proud. He lived alone, managed everything himself, and insisted he didn't need help. One morning, he slipped in the bathroom and lay on the floor for hours, unable to move. No one knew. It wasn't until his daughter called later that evening and got no answer that she rushed over. He survived, but barely, and his sense of safety was never the same again. These stories aren't rare. They happen every day. A slip, a dizzy spell, a heart flutter, and no one there to notice. In emergencies, every minute matters. The solution isn't complicated. Before you bathe, tell someone. Send a quick text. Leave the door slightly ajar. Better yet, install a bathroom alert system or keep a waterproof medical alert button nearby. These small steps don't take away independence. They protect it. You've spent a lifetime caring for others. Now it's time to let others care for you in simple, thoughtful ways. Being safe isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of wisdom. And sometimes the bravest thing we can do is simply let someone know we're stepping into the shower. Letting someone know when you're about to bathe is a powerful act of self-care. But just as important is preparing the space itself. Because the truth is, many bathrooms are not built with aging bodies in mind. And without the right tools in place, even the most routine bath can turn into a dangerous ordeal. I've walked into too many homes where the bathroom is full of sleek tile, slippery rugs, and sharp edges, but no grab bars, no non-slip mats, no shower chair. These are small additions, but they make an enormous difference. I've seen lives forever changed, not because of illness, but because of a fall that could have been prevented with a $20 safety handle. One patient of mine, a bright, independent woman in her late 70s, slipped reaching for a towel after a shower. She broke her wrist trying to brace the fall. It wasn't the injury itself that broke her spirit. It was the loss of confidence, the sudden fear of bathing, the hesitation she felt every time she walked into the bathroom after that. But this doesn't have to be your story. Install non-slip mats inside and outside the tub. Use a shower chair, especially if you feel unsteady. Place sturdy grab bars where you need them most, not just for emergencies, but for balance in everyday movement. Avoid rugs that bunch up, and make sure the lighting is bright and even. This isn't about making your bathroom look like a hospital. It's about making it feel like a sanctuary, a place where you can care for yourself without fear. Safety doesn't mean giving up freedom. It means making sure you're around to enjoy that freedom for years to come. You've just uncovered 10 powerful truths about something most of us never think twice about. Bathing. Not surgery, not medication, just a simple bath. But as we've seen, after the age of 70, even the most routine habits carry weight. The wrong water temperature, the wrong soap, the wrong time of day, they're not just small mistakes. They're potential turning points in your health, your safety, and your independence. But here's the beautiful truth. Every one of these risks can be managed, even reversed, with awareness and action. You don't need to give up the comfort of a warm bath. You just need to treat your body like the experienced, resilient vessel it is, one that deserves care, protection, and respect. If you take just one thing from this, let it be this. Aging doesn't mean becoming fragile. It means becoming wiser. Every adjustment, bathing less frequently, moisturizing quickly, warming your bathroom, using a shower chair, isn't a sign of weakness. It's a declaration of strength. It's saying, I'm still here, and I'm going to live well. I know change can feel uncomfortable. These are routines you've followed your whole life. But that's the power of knowledge. It allows us to grow even now, even at 70, 80, or 90. Because real strength isn't found in doing things the way we always have. It's found in doing things better when we know better. If this message moved you, if it reminded you of your own parents, grandparents, or even yourself, don't let it stop here. Share it, pass it on, leave a comment with your thoughts or your story. Let's create a space where aging is not feared, but embraced with grace, dignity, and wisdom. And if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications, because we'll be right here, week after week, bringing you honest, compassionate advice to help you and your loved ones live not just longer, but better. You've spent a lifetime caring for others. Now it's time to care for yourself, with intention, with love, and with knowledge. Stay warm, stay safe, and never forget, you deserve to feel strong in your own skin.